recognize those. You can see Dr. Will has been working extremely hard on getting our computers set up, and as soon as he gets our genealogy directions for dummies up and operational in the next few weeks, then we all print out our ancestor charts there. Patricia has all quarterlies up to date and cataloged. She's got 3x5 cards written for all of the quarterlies that we receive every quarter, and how many of them we have and when they come in, and so on and so forth. She also has all the family files organized, secured, and cataloged. And by secured, I mean most of those personal files, family files, are single sheets of paper. Just ever how somebody was doing their research, it may be a scrap of paper here and a scrap of paper there that was turned into us. But she's got all of those secured in binders now, so loose pieces of paper and it won't fall out every time you try to pull one of the files out of the file cabinet there. They're all cataloged according to the surname, plus any other names that are mentioned within those files of papers. That's all in the card catalog there. Just pull the drawer, see if your family has already been researched by someone. Ms. Wallace is still having a lot of trouble getting people to man the library room there. There are a lot of us that have been up there working, but the thing about it, when the ladies are doing their cataloging and inventory and search, they don't need to be interrupted by people that are coming in asking questions and wanting to know what's in the room and can you help me find my ancestors. We need somebody at that desk, and we're not getting a whole lot of help there. Ms. Wallace is working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings of every week. Rebecca Murphy has been putting in every Thursday there. The rest of the time, there are a few others I get that have been up there once or twice, but please, you need to sign up. We need somebody up there tomorrow. We need somebody there Saturday. The calendar's on the desk. If you could just stay up there. You know, you say, well, I don't know anything about helping somebody do the research. The main thing I want you to do is just be nice to them, have them sign the guest register, let them know that all of these books and this entire collection is thanks to the Skipwith Historical and Genealogical Society. Mostly just be nice and say, the Mississippi books are back there if that's where you need help. That's basically all you have to do. Please help her out and get signed up on the calendar. Jim Pascal has some new microfilm and microfiche to be cataloged before it'll be available. But part of the reason I'm not pushing him to get this done is because I'm still dragging my feet on trying to purchase a cabinet to store the microfilm and microfiche in. So far, I have not been able to find a source of a combination cabinet, one that will hold both microfilm and microfiche. They're too expensive to purchase two, and at this point, we don't need two. We don't have that many microfilm. A 9 to 11 drawer cabinet to hold microfilm runs very close to $1,700. A separate cabinet for microfiche would run almost that much, but we don't need anything that close to that large for microfiche. So I'm still looking for a combination cabinet to hold all of those. There have been a few books that have been ordered this past quarter. A couple have not come in yet, and some others have not been cataloged yet, therefore they're not on the shelf ready to be looked at yet. But do know that we are slowly but surely getting new books into the collection. In the way of old business, I'd like to extend a great big hug and a thank you to all of you for helping make the dedication of the room just a huge success. I think Mr. Coffey was well pleased, and that was the thing that mattered the most to me. I know if I start calling names, I'm going to leave somebody out. But I just have to say that without all the help and the hard work of Dr. Will St. Amand and Maggie Winters in particular, I just don't think we could have pulled this off. Others of you who helped clean up, straighten up books, clean windows, move furniture, bring refreshments, welcome guests, we thank all of you for the work that you did. And even those of you who just came to be with us that Sunday, we thank you too. We thank you a million. There wouldn't have been much of a party without you being there. But I do think it was a great success, and I think Mr. Coffey enjoyed it and appreciated it, and that's the important thing. Do we have any other old business? In the way of new business, a couple of our members are in the hospital, and I brought a couple of cards here tonight that we'll pass around in sermon if you want to. I don't know whether you know or not, Mr. Cofer's back in the hospital. He was planning on being here tonight. Last week they had to take him back in because of a lot of back problems. And come to find out, we think that there's some degeneration and disintegration of some spinal disc back there. I have not had an update in several days, so I don't know what the condition is there. And our other member that's in the hospital is Mr. John White. I don't know all of the details there, but I understand he had bypass surgery nearly 2 months ago, and is still either in intensive care or intermediate care, one of the other. Mr. Coffey's in skilled nursing. Is it any other updated reports of either of the two, or anybody else you know of our membership that's in the hospital?
Margaret Grace James, I think, is still in the hospital and in not very good shape.
From the car accident?
I think just poor health. I'm not really, nobody has given me any details, but last I heard, Katie was staying with her pretty much.
In the hospital. She's in luck. I happen to bring a third card tonight. We'll sign 3. Do you know? I didn't bring 4 cards.
I don't know anybody else.
Danny Dale's mother is in the hospital too.
Miss Redpath's mother is in the hospital. You might want to stop by and see some of these folks. Just stick your head in and let them know that you're thinking about them. Since this is the last meeting for this year, Maxine's books had to be audited. And serving on the audit committee for this year were Judge and Peggy Lamb and Betty Jackson. So at this time, we'd like to have that report. Judge,
I can get it from here. I know I can talk loud enough. Peggy, Betty, and I met with Maxine July 15th. We looked over her books. We could find absolutely nothing in error except our own addition at times. She has kept a perfect set of books as far as we can determine in our limited knowledge of bookkeeping. I did look particularly for one item, and I couldn't find it, and that was to see how much she was being paid for that job. I do think that she deserves a round of applause for a job well done last year, handling a big volume of business, and she's done a terrific job, and she's absolutely worthy of a round of applause for all of that time she put.
Judge Bill, is that called pro bono?
Yes.
Pro bono?
I wanted to say she earned every dime she was paid.
Thank you for that report. Would either of you ladies like to say anything? You told me what to say. Also, we needed a nominating committee to find us a new slate of officers for next year, and joined Rebecca Murphy and Dr. Frank Anderson served on that committee, and I believe Dr. Frank was elected to be the speaker for that group.
With your permission, Madam President, I'll stay here on the lower level rather than ascend to the heights. I like to stick close to the ground on terra firma. You know the old saying, the more firmer, the less terror. So, but I'm pleased to report on behalf of the nominating committee that we have worked hard and diligently and long to prepare this report. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Very good. And I'm pleased to present the following slate of officers. For President, for another term, Annette Waite. Vice President, Will and Georgia St. Amand, for another term. For Secretary Registrar, Rebecca Murphy. For Corresponding Secretary, a team of Britt and Patricia Fitz. For Treasurer, Maxine Carr. For Librarian, Patricia Young. And for the newsletter editor, which is really not an office that is recognized in our Constitution, but nevertheless is an important part of our operation, Maggie Winters.
Thank you,
That's the slate for you.
Dr. Anderson, for that slate of officers. Are there any nominations from the floor?
Move the report of the nominations committee be accepted and all be elected by acclamation.
Thank you. The motion was made by Judge Lamb to accept the slate, seconded by somebody in this corner. Danny is read back. Thank you. All in favor of accepting that slate of officers for the 97-98 fiscal year, please raise your hand. Those opposed by a like sign. Then the new officers, I don't think we need to read the slate again, but the new officers will be as stated by Dr. Anderson. Thank you so very much for the report and for all your hard work in finding these officers for next year. At this point, I'd like to know that anyone that would like to help me make selections for new books for the new library, please let me know. You also need to get me a list of places that you're researching so we'll know where to find books pertaining to the area that you are researching, looking for your ancestors in. Let me ask this question at this point. How many of you are still trying to find information on Confederate soldier ancestors? You're doing Confederate research, a number of them? 3, 4, about 5 or 6 of you out there. There is now in print a 16-volume set of the roster of Confederate soldiers from 1861 to 1865. This is an alphabetical index to all Confederate soldiers from all branches from all Confederate states. This index gives the name, the rank, and the company or regiment that the soldier served in. And this is the information that you need to know to obtain the service record for your ancestor from the National Archives. My tongue gets twisted. Last month, I happened to see this set in the archives in Jackson, and it's very impressive. I hesitate to order it because it cost $1,000 for 16-volume set. Now, that includes shipping and handling and everything. But if there's enough of you that are still interested in Confederate history, we'll get it. We certainly have the money, even if it means juggling a few funds from here, there, to yonder. But we have the money. If you're interested in that set, let me know. It is very impressive. And to date, as far as I know, that's the only set except that one in Jackson. Melissa, do you happen to know whether there's one in Tupelo or not? Columbus also has this collection. Wade, have you seen this collection anyplace else? They don't have it yet.
A number of individuals of the SCG in Northeast Mississippi had originally ordered for $750 prior to publication. But rather than order that, you might consider, if you know the state that your ancestor died to file for his application for pension, all you have to do is look at the index on microfilm and you have the information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a nice set to have if you have the money.
Yeah.
But you can get information much cheaper.
But you have to go to the archive
No,
of
no,
whichever state that you're
you
in.
can order that in, and it's my understanding that we were going to join the National Archives, so you can order the film for $100
Uh-huh.
and the rest is
Just to use it though, because it has to be shipped back. This is something to think about. If you want to spend $1,000, we'll do it. If you want to look at the microfilm to get your information, then we'll do that too. I'd like to report, I did a little quick count just before the meeting tonight, and in the library, since the dedication, which was on April the 20th, since that time we have had 231 guests sign the register. Not counting Mississippi, we've had one visitor from New Mexico, one from Nevada, one from the state of Washington, one from Arkansas, 3 from Missouri, 1 from Oklahoma, 2 from Illinois, 2 from Indiana, 9 from Texas, 10 from Tennessee, 2 from California, 1 from Florida, 3 from Michigan, 1 from Georgia, and 1 from Kansas. So the word's getting out. I'm not sure why all of these folks are coming into town, but sure is a good report for the Tourism Council, and a show of their support for us, I think, is merited here. And I'm just tickled to death that we've had 230 folks here in the last 3 months. So you can see we do need somebody to man the desk in the library. Please don't hesitate to sign up for that. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to share with us tonight?
The droopy throats will be fixed.
Droopy throat.
Cold weather comes, they'll get better.
Okay, thank
We
you.
don't take care of that.
Anybody else have anything that they'd like to share with us? Tell us about it? Do we have any announcements? I think Georgia has a few. Some good seminars that will
Oh,
be
yes,
going on.
there are always places to go and things to do if you've got enough money. Now, the one that's coming up the 22nd of August is 3 days by the Augusta Genealogical Society, and it's entitled From Europe to America, the Who, Why, When, and Where of Some Ethnic and Denominational Immigrants. More interesting to me is this one that's coming up Saturday, September 6th in Jackson, Collecting and Preserving Old Photographs. Workshop sponsored by the Mississippi Historical Societies Federation. It starts Saturday at 10 a.m. You could make it if you got up early, but then again, you could enjoy a night in Jackson. Pre-registration, $30 per person, and lunch is included. Further away is, did I give you the date on that?
September 6th.
Okay. September 6th, again, 3 to 6, Federation of Genealogical Societies, the Dallas Genealogical Society, Unlock Your Heritage Conference. Program will be a long one. We have program and registration information, and this will be sitting out in the library for you. We really ought to get somebody to go and come back and give us a good report on what's going on.
Thank you, Georgia. Are there any other announcements? Dr. Anderson?
No announcements as such, but I think all of us need to express our appreciation to the officers that are completing their term of duty with this meeting for an outstanding job during the past year. So join me in a round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I have no other business, so unless anybody else needs to say anything, I need a motion to adjourn until October 16th.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. We're adjourned until Thursday, October 16th. Thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
And Dr. St. Laurent can be fired for his remarks without fear of getting $12 million verdict. Yeah. Since we don't pay you anything.